Greg Ehrenberg here from Odd Shopper, and it is time to break down the MLB betting slate. Massive slate tonight. 13 games, lots of value spots to choose from. I'm going to be breaking down my best bets in a second, but first, do me a favor, like this video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and leave a comment below. I want to know what it is that you guys are betting on today. Whatever you think presents the best value, whether it's run lines, money lines, player props, no run in first innings, leave a comment in the comment section below. Tell me what you guys are betting. And then at the end of the day, I like to go through them and give out some free stuff when there's some winning bets. So give yourself a chance to win a subscription to our premium betting Discord by leaving a comment below. But without further ado, 13 games, lots of spots to get to. And these are my favorite bets for tonight's slate. To start us off, I'm opening up with a home run pick, the hottest dong pick of the day, Juan Soto plus 600 to homer. And something we saw this morning is that the Baltimore Orioles had not confirmed a starting pitcher yet for today. There was a good chance it was going to be Jordan Lyles, and that is ultimately who is pitching, but we didn't know that for sure until he got confirmed. The reason being is that Jordan Lyles was the scheduled pitcher for Sunday, and here's what happened. He got sick shortly before the game. He got scratched from the start. It was unclear heading into today whether Jordan Lyles would be feeling well enough to pitch. Yesterday was an off day for the Orioles, so there was no starting pitcher on the mound. And when it comes to Jordan Lyles, this is just a very homer-prone pitcher. Always has had career-high numbers in terms of home run to fly ball rate. And by high, I just mean well above league average rates, 14%. If you look at the last few years, this year he's at 12.5%. Last year, 17.4%. And years before that, 15 and 15.5%. We've seen him as high as 21.1% in 2017. So we've established this is a home run prone pitcher in Jordan Lyles, who's also just not that good. 5.1 ERA this year, 5.26 expected ERA, gives up a lot of fly balls. And like I said, really high home run to fly ball rate. And I think because there was some of that uncertainty in terms of who would start for the Orioles, we just saw the betting market open up with some really wide home run props for guys on the Nationals, like Juan Soto plus 600 to homer. But he's not the only one. We also have players over at Odd Shopper that rate out as really favorable home run bets. So we got the Juan Soto one, we went with a 22% chance to homer at plus 600 odds. So that is the number one overall ROI bet for us in our betting model, actually a 50% expected ROI. But also, other guys, Maikel Franco, plus 950 to homer. That's a 49% expected ROI bet. Nelson Cruz, plus 500 to homer. That's a 38% expected ROI bet. So of all these guys, my favorite is Juan Soto. He's the best hitter in the Nationals lineup. But I think there's a number of guys that we could pick on here from the Nationals, and then we just have to hope that Jordan Lyles gives up one or two homers, which based on how he's pitched this year, seems like there's a pretty good chance that happens. Jordan Lyles, not only is he home run prone, but he's allowed 10 homers in total in 13 of his starts. The Orioles bullpen behind him, it's better than the starters, but still there are home runs to be had there as well. So I like a lot of these Nationals hitters, but once again, my favorite, Juan Soto plus 600 to homer tonight. Today's video is sponsored by FanDuel Sportsbook, and they're going to give you $200 for free if you sign up for the first time. Here's all you need to do to take advantage of that offer. You sign up using the link in the description box below. You have to be a new user to FanDuel. And then you head over to the app, you place a $5 bet on whatever it is you like. And after you place that $5 bet after signing up with our link, they give you $200 for free. And that's it. That's all there is to it. Easy way to get $200. So you guys should be taking advantage of this offer because it's free money. You don't want to leave free money on the table. Get $200 for free added to your pocket. For my next bet, I'm looking to buy low on Kevin Gausman. His over-under for strikeouts is just 4.5 today. The over is just a little bit. It is minus 145 odds on the over. But considering that we have this bet projected to win 73% of the time and we have Kevin Gausman projected for 6 strikeouts, I don't have an issue eating some of the juice and taking the over for the strikeouts here with Gausman. It's not that long ago that we were seeing 6.5, 7.5 strikeout props for Gausman. He has struggled a little bit in his recent starts, but overall his numbers for the season, they're pretty solid. 3.21 ERA, 3.4 expected ERA, just a 1.74 FIP. So actually that is number one in all of baseball among starters this year. But still, we're looking at the strikeout stuff this year. 26.1% overall for the season for Gausman. Now, I understand that if we look through his recent starts, it's going to bring up some concern, as it should. Last time out against the Orioles, he only pitched 2 1/3 innings. He gave up 7 runs, 5 of them earned. The start before that against the Tigers, he was able to pitch 6 innings, gave up 2 runs, only had 4 strikeouts, though. So the strikeout stuff hasn't been great as of late for Kevin Gausman. But here's why I can't be that concerned. We have a really long track record of Kevin Gausman being a good strikeout pitcher. And just look at his last few years, for instance. So this year is at 26.1%. Last year, 29.3. The year before that, 32.2. The year before that, 25.3. I care much more about the overall numbers for Kevin Gausman and what he's done over the course of his career as compared to just a few starts. And once again, they haven't been ideal, but more often than not, Kevin Gausman is going to strike out more than 4.5 hitters over the course of his career. And then the matchup against the Chicago White Sox, this is actually a much easier matchup than I think a lot of people might realize. The White Sox this year have an 89 WRC plus against right-handed pitching. That's 24th in all of baseball. This is one of the worst offenses in the American League against right-handed pitching. And when it comes to strikeouts, they don't strike out a ton at 19.8%. But once again, it's a weak hitting offense against right-handed pitching. And Kevin Gausman, for his career, has been a high upside strikeout pitcher. So I think that we're going to see Kevin Gausman get back on track sooner rather than later. And just look at some of his strikeout numbers to open the season. We've seen him strike out 9 hitters on the road against the Yankees in a start where he pitched 5 2/3 innings and gave up 2 runs. We saw him go into Boston and strike out 8 hitters. We saw him pitch against the Houston Astros and strike out 10 hitters. I don't think that guy is totally gone. I want to buy low on Gausman. Those strikeout props are going to be up sooner rather than later. So I'm going to take the over 4.5 strikeouts for Gausman while the number is still only minus 145 on the over. For my final bet of the day, I'm going with another hot dong pick, and this is Byron Buxton plus 390 to homer. These are fairly long odds for Buxton, who, when healthy, has been one of the best power hitters in baseball this year. And he has stayed healthier this year than he has in other years, which isn't that hard to do because he's hurt almost always throughout his career. But so far, we've already seen Buxton hit 19 homers in 50 games played. By the way, 19 homers for Buxton, that matches a career high for him. And if he stays healthy all year, he could be a 50-plus home run guy. It's just going to depend on whether he can stay on the field or not. And overall, all of the numbers are great for Buxton. 153 WRC plus, like I said, 19 homers, 349 ISO. So he's hitting the ball really hard. And he has a positive matchup tonight against Aaron Savali. He just recently got called back up to the big leagues by the Cleveland Guardians. And when he's pitched at the big league level, it's generally been a disaster for him this year. 7.84 ERA, 5.06 expected ERA, a ton of balls getting hit in the air against Savali, just a 32% ground ball rate. That paired with a 13.3% home run to fly ball rate, that's an awful combination for a starting pitcher. Hardly allowing any balls on the ground against him. Everything's getting hit in the air, and that is with an above average home run to fly ball rate. That is massively concerning for a starting pitcher. So we have seen Savali in 7 starts at the big league level this year give up 6 home runs. So that's really concerning from a starting pitcher standpoint. But for our standpoint, we're trying to look at home run hitters to pick against him. It's good for Byron Buxton and his plus 390 odds. If you look at our numbers over at OddsShopper, we have this winning 30% of the time. The expected ROI is nearly 40%. So I love backing Byron Buxton here. One of my favorite players in all of baseball. Also, favorable home run prop today. So Byron Buxton plus 390 to homer. Another hot dong pick. So to recap, my favorite bets for tonight's slate, it's Juan Soto plus 600 to homer, although there are a number of other players on the Nationals we could bet as well that I mentioned before, like Maikel Franco or Nelson Cruz, but Soto plus 600 is my favorite. I also like Kevin Gausman over 4.5 strikeouts and Byron Buxton at plus 390 to homer. These are all great bets that I am placing that I think present good value, but I want to hear from you guys as well. What are you betting tonight? Leave me a comment in the comment section below with your favorite bets for tonight's slate. Also, before you leave, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and good luck tonight, everybody.